Bueno, familia, bienvenidos a un episodio más de Epicentro Urbano. Hoy en esta nueva temporada les traemos una gran entrevista con Bboy Vietnam, así que atentos, ya casi empezamos. Esto para recordar que ya casi viene una nueva edición de la Batalla Territorial. Esta entrevista la grabamos el año pasado, pero bueno, ahorita les contamos más al respecto. Ya saben, no se muevan, ya casi volvemos aquí en Epicentro Urbano por epicentrourbano.com.
Epicentro Urbano.
Soy latinoamericano, soy latino, traigo nueva la canción y alegre el vino.
FBRK Studio presenta Epicentro Urbano.
Bienvenidos a la buena vida.
Música, arte, actualidad, entrevistas, cultura. Epicentro Urbano. Aquí empieza el movimiento.
¡Azúcar! ¡Viva Latinoamérica unida!
Y bueno, familia, como les comentaba, hoy tenemos un invitado especial, Bboy Vietnam, desde Los Ángeles, en entrevista exclusiva. Esta entrevista la logramos realizar en la Batalla Territorial 2024 hace unos meses, pero la teníamos por ahí guardadita para que ustedes pudieran pues apreciarla más adelante. Con esto quiero recordarles que ya pronto se acerca una nueva edición de la Batalla Territorial, así que estén atentos en las redes para que puedan sumarse a esta celebración del Bboy y de la cultura hip hop. Y por supuesto, invitados siempre a seguirnos a nosotros en las redes como Epicentro Urbano CR o como Epicentro Urbano en epicentrourbano.com. También pueden encontrar todos nuestros episodios y playlists. Y bueno, ya casi continuamos con Bboy Vietnam aquí en Epicentro Urbano, y más adelante tenemos otra zona de rimas, hoy con otro invitado muy especial. Así que atentos, no se vayan.
Entrevistas y artistas invitados.
Bueno, gente, aquí estamos de nuevo en Epicentro Urbano con una entrevista más, hoy desde Jacó, en lo que fue la Batalla Territorial, la 11ª edición. Tenemos de invitado a Bboy Vietnam. Bienvenido. Ya casi vamos a hablar con él para que nos cuente un poco más sobre su historia, bueno, y todo lo que ha acontecido en su vida a través del Bboy desde temprana edad. Así que, bueno, no se muevan, ya aquí estamos. Y bueno, ya vamos a iniciar. So, welcome, Bboy Vietnam. How are
thank you, man. I appreciate being on your show.
I appreciate it.
It's our show.
Yeah, exactly. You're already part of the family.
Thank you, man. It's me mine right here. It's me mine.
That's it. So, we've been talking a little bit about your life, about your career. I know you started at a young age. You moved around when you were younger. So, you're a very sociable person. you like to know people, have friends in different places. I guess that's something that in the Bboy world also gives you a lot of advantage to have a lot of connections and know people around. But anyways, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
How old were you when you discovered hip hop and b-boying?
I would say when I first discovered art and b-boying was probably like, I'll say like 5. I was like 5 years old, because in the States, you know, those movies were popular. You could have been all around the world, but you would have heard of Beat Street.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
So luckily I got to see that. You know, I got to see those movies, Wild Style. I was able to see Beat Street, and you know, I was able to get into the culture early. But before that, when I was 3, I saw Michael Jackson on TV, right? And Michael Jackson is like, he's not hip hop, but he is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael's hip hop. So I saw that, and that was my first introduction to like someone like dancing and performing. And then we tried to be like him, and me and my family. And after that start, it just it's almost like the media and what everybody was doing, that kind of was just what everyone was doing. Hip hop was very popular, in 83,
Yeah, of course.
84, 82, and then it kind of like dropped off. So of course the kids, it was not the fad for us. America moves in fads, you know.
Yeah.
So the trend was
They pass by quickly.
yeah, they very quick.
Yeah.
So we start going to school, and just like, you know, changing culture, kind of like not forgetting about hip hop because it was always on MTV or
Yeah, and it was like a transition era where the culture was like taking another shape from its beginnings.
Yes.
And like giving it that image that now we know about. Right?
Yes, because it's all about images, right? And you know, sometimes we have to be careful of what we represent. You know,
Yeah.
I try to be conscious as a person because you have kids looking up to you.
Sure.
And even everybody's learning from you, you know. So if you're leading it like the dark path, then they're gonna go dark too. We all have problems, and we all have a light and a dark.
Of course.
But we wanna go more towards the light.
Yeah, and the idea of hip hop is that we can give kids another way to see the world and open their minds to new possibilities and opportunities.
Yes.
And I mean, there's both sides. I mean, you can go, as you said, you can go on hip hop on the darker side.
Yeah.
but the main goal of the culture is to brighten up our lives. Yeah.
Right. So that in the dark, it becomes a light because everybody goes through dark,
Yeah.
you know, and they can feel that through a song, through a message.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
I'm not knowing if this is sad or bad, but it's your interpretation.
Yeah.
But your interpretation is going to let your mind go into an artist's perspective, and you can be more healthy. You can be stressing too, or you
Yeah.
can do the art. So that's why I think it's important that we lead with that good. So let me just add to that and be quick.
Yeah.
So the direction did change. It went from very positive and the positive messages to some positive messages and now gangster rap.
Yeah.
So the mentors of the people, you know, sometimes they take it the wrong way, because I'm pretty sure the artists don't really live that lifestyle totally.
No, there's a lot of them that made it a persona and some type of I don't know, like a role to play.
Yes. But you have to be careful in life what role you play, because around every corner and every situation, you have opportunity to play the best role, and that will make you influence, aspire, and everyone else will do it too, you know.
Yeah.
But if you play that bad character, you're gonna get more bad characters right around the corner. You know, I don't know when, but that's in my 45 years.
Yeah, and when you've been living many years in California, and in California is one of those places that is very, very conflicted in that way. That there's the good side, the other dark side.
Yes.
With the gangster rap, because it's like the make of the gangster rap, right?
Yes. So with that, it does mix, and sometimes you get in trouble, like because I know to me Nike Cortez are fresh, you know,
Yeah.
and they're the best shoe, and they feel good and they look good, right? But if I was in the wrong neighborhood and I had those, people are gonna ask me what's up with them. They're gonna hit me up.
Yeah, man, even here, even in Central America, if you go to Honduras or El Salvador, you got the Dickies and you got the Cortezes, and you go into a shady neighborhood, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
you're gonna get hit up.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like you gotta play a character, but you gotta see, you gotta suffer the results too. You know, you could get beat up, you could get jumped, you can. So your mentors, you have to understand. You have to pick good mentors, people you look up to, and make sure that you interpret the message.
Yeah.
Because hip hop is like wild styles, right? There's a wild style where it's an unreadable, you know, artistic lettering. You can't read it if you're not hip hop, right? So you have to be in our culture to understand the letter styles, right?
Exactly.
It's like the same in life. Like people go to a lesson and they might not learn the first minute from the teacher. It's going to take 30 minutes, or you got to let them unravel.
Because at the end, it's a language that you're speaking another language.
Yes.
It's another set of signs and even words and
Codes, concepts.
Yeah, exactly.
So it all comes together. You know, it's not just like for play. You have to construct your image. The problem with when you see the negative images is because you know, sometimes in life there's like some people that kind of like they just they just want bad, you know, and they have a lot of control over not our media, but medias in general, like NBC, ABC. You know, don't come for me. I'm just a b-boy, you know. But so I heard a long time ago that they had a meeting and they were pumping money into the rap.
I heard that too.
So that's why you saw the NWA. It was still fresh. It was still dope. It was still representing what the streets was. But two, I think the listener, they didn't. I understood the message because they used to say that. Ice Cube used to say, you guys don't do this. This is just like what we do, but it's still an act. There's really the real gangsters, you know. Yeah. Those are our cousins but it's not us. We took this route because we're trying to make something positive out of and get out of the ghetto. So I knew that. I understand, you know, like I knew that from a young age that it's still kind of like an act that they're doing. So I never tried to be totally with it. But even just dressing, you can trick people.
Even now, you see a lot of the young kids of the new generations looking up to those artists and trying to mimic the same lifestyle. And at the end, the problem is that they start believing they're living it.
Yes, because the word, what you speak, and what's in your head, it starts coming out.
It fades into one thing.
One thing. So now you're this gangster, you know, and you don't even know how this happened, and then you're getting locked up and you're in jail, you're away from your people, and it gets even worse and worse. It depends how tough you are, you know. Kingstar's a big guy, so he can handle himself, but look at me, bro. I'm like 120 pounds dripping wet, so I don't want that result. I'm not that guy, you know. I'm a beat killer, lyrics, you know. I'm that type of killer, you know.
Yeah, but you can do some top rock stuff like and some freezes in
exactly.
and call everybody out.
Yeah, like they're like, oh no, I don't want to fuck with them, but you know, I understood the message from there because it's like it's a wild style, the message at first, but think about it, you know, think about what they're saying. Watch every interview. You can't just watch one interview. You gotta ask around and then see who you want to follow. Don't.
Yeah, and going back to Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson has been an influence, I think, for a lot of people in the music industry, in the music world, but in the dance world, other than hip hop and on the other side, for everybody, I think. But it's true that many of the original styles that he used to do on stage, a lot of those influenced the hip hop world, the hip hop dance. Yeah,
because it's like since he was the breadwinner getting all the money, he was trickling it down to the dancers that he thought were dope, and he would pay them good money to teach him these moves and take them on tour. Yeah. So it's kind of like he was giving back, because someone has to put their foot in the door. He had his foot in the door for like.
Because that's interesting because he used to influence the dancers, but he was influenced back from the people that were in the neighborhoods. He's a Crip too. Exactly. Michael Jackson's a Crip.
He actually beat up Tupac too. I just read that.
I read that too, man.
Right. So, and he actually doesn't sound how you guys think he sounds. That sweet voice. He's actually got a deep voice like Kingstar, you know. So. You know what I mean? You got the image. It's an image and it's a persona that you have to really look through, you know, to follow. But luckily, Michael Jackson had a good message, so he created us. You know, he's like our father. You know, so
moving forward a little bit, you discovered hip hop. You got into all this knowledge. You saw Michael Jackson dancing. When was the moment where you said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
You know, really, I had no choice. I really had no choice because the opportunities that I was getting and would be around this and focused. Yeah. So I'm like, it keeps hitting like this, but other things were not hitting, you know? This was hitting different. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just catching that. And I think a lot of the world is about patterns, you know? Sure. You see it, and you see it again, you're supposed to recognize it, you know? So I kind of caught it early and was like, that healed my mental illness, you know, if you want to call it. But we got a word in hip hop, or used to use it, was like ill. That guy's ill, and that was a good thing. Yeah. So in my mind, it was always backwards. It's like good to be ill, you know, good to be a little sick, you know, because that way. Yeah. So when I got older and I started actually seeing people that were mentally ill, I became a elementary teacher, you know, and they would tell me this kid has this or this kid has this. I'm thinking, these look like breakers that I break with every day, bro. It's the same shit. So they're not mentally ill. They're just.
What I think is that most of these people
Hip-hop.
are people that are out of the box.
Yes.
Out of the box, out of the same pattern, and that's what makes them different.
Yes.
And for the other people, they don't understand it.
They don't understand it. They can't understand the wild style yet.
Exactly.
So I was attracted to that, you know, through that's my people, you know. So you can call us retarded, but we're ill, you know what I'm saying? And we're fresh.
Exactly.
So and that's why you see like crazy color schemes. It's hard to think like this, you know. It's hard to think. So you already have to be what they call is crazy, but this world is crazy. You know, you got places like Disneyland that's trying to say it's crazy. They're trying to hide the fact that out here,
make it all rosy and light blue and, and
like,
nice and
it's okay, like so that we can forget about how they try to oppress us out here. But it's not necessarily oppression like physically anymore. It's more mental, to where they've thought years ahead, and now the way that you're acting is because they're playing you like a video game. They'll put sounds and tones and certain messages through codes, but it'll be like their symbols, you know. So if you see pentagrams and you see shit like that, it's like you have to think, you know, research these companies too, you know, the NBCs, the ABCs, and look what type of things they've got in trouble for. And you'll see it's like oppression of because oppression is this: they're trying to split apart the groups that we have and take them apart so we're apart. But if you got a group of like 100 hip hoppers, you can't fuck with us, you know. And that's what we build in societies, because it gravitates to, well, everyone's poor, so they gravitate towards you know, something to do that's interesting. And luckily hip hop was birthed out of that. But influencers see that, and sometimes they want to take it to the dark side. Yeah. Most of the time. And then you got the light side. You got the hip hop shows, Urbano TV.
The problem is that most of these companies now are part of big conglomerates, like global conglomerates, and they have like these global agendas that they want to try to impose, and they do it little by little through these outlets like media and even social media, bro.
Even social media. So you got girls dressing like hoochie mamas, but it's not supposed to be like that unless that's your personal choice later. You still got your parents to represent. They birthed you, you know, so how you gonna just not listen to them and not respect their best investment in life, you know?
Yeah, what it does is that it makes people confused of what they are trying to achieve or reach. They like tend to lose their way, to lose their focus on what's important.
What's important?
Yeah.
What is important? So what is important? What is important to me? I think being important is health, right? Is knowledge, to get the resources, right? And then to share. You know, it's just those three things, so that everyone, because I know like you can brighten people's day, and sometimes people need that, you know. So if you can get everybody like moving forward a little, we don't have to go fast. We can just go together like this. We can change the world. Sure. You already see it. You know, you see hip hop everywhere. But we just need like a little bit more percent, you know. We need a little bit more help, and we need more people that have never seen something like this before to say the things that I heard last night. Like, whoa, I've never been to something like this before. This is so awesome. Or like, I used to do this when I was a kid at 15, and now I'm back, and they still do that. Like, like shit, I'm gonna come all the time. So events like this, when it gets on the media, we need to spread it and at least give people the chance to try and see if they like it.
And experience it. Yeah, leave it for a moment, even if it's just like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour or 2 hours, but try to live it and experience what we have been knowing for many years.
We've been knowing, you know. So we just trying to invite you guys, you know.
Exactly.
It's a good little ride, you know. It's a good ride.
Now, tell me, where has this taken you so far in your life? Because I know you've been to a lot of places. You've done a lot of things, of interesting things.
Yes, it took me all around the world. I've been pretty much everywhere. I've never been to like where it's cold, like Alaska and all that stuff. But you know, everywhere. But like I said earlier, nothing else was working. Yeah. So I really had to go hard in this, and I could never get a job. I would go, and I would maybe get it, but I'll get fired in a couple of days. I just didn't have the everything up here to do that regular life, so I had to do something risky but excellent, you know.
Yeah.
And these are the results. I had about 5 passports, they all full of stamps. You know, when I go to the passport spot, they think I'm a drug dealer because I got too much. They're like, why was you in Africa, Zambia, and da-da-da-da-da? But it's like I just going for dance, you know. So if that's what they're looking for, then I got that, you know.
What would you say are your top 3 achievements in the b-boying world?
In the b-boying world would probably be, I think people most know me for my battles, you know. I battled like some of the best guys and was one of the best, you know, for a long time. And so I think it would be those things. It's different to different people. Me personally, I can't really, I think they're all dope, you know?
Well, I'm going to put it differently. What is it that you're most grateful for with b-boying, aside from traveling and from?
Well, it's just, it heals me as a remedy, you know? It heals me, and I've always wanted, like, you know, when your friend's down, he's a little bit sad, you want to like pick him up and stuff. Like, I kind of always been like that because I know how it is to feel sad, you know? So I don't want you going through that too, so I'm like trying to trick you out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And you need people like that, you know? So I sacrifice myself to make you happy, and it's working out, you know? So, you know, I'm down to bleed for you guys, you know?
Yeah.
I'll suffer.
I think that's a very noble thing to do, Mo, because nowadays most people don't think about the others and trying to give back to the community or give back to even their families, because sometimes life gets complicated.
Money's
families
tight.
can get toxic too.
Even this place right here is like these rooms are like $300, so. You know, it's hip-hop, even hip-hop is expensive, you know, like to see an artistic piece like this, it'd be about $5,000 US anywhere in America. So, graffiti writers, you know, cash in, you know, do your stuff anywhere, because all you guys are dope. Compared to people that want the art, they can't do it, you know, but they know that its value is skyrocketing like Bitcoin. So, you got your Bitcoin, it's in your hands. Use your hands, do this, and then get some Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah.
We need resources, you know. I'm not about we have to be poor, but being poor will give you a more humble attitude, so that when you get rich, you kind of know what to do with it. You're gonna give to cities and
you learn to share, basically.
Give to towns and make them better, make them hip hop. So
I guess to finish, other than, well, you already gave some valuable counsel here. and you've talked a lot about the lessons you've learned yourself in your life. What would be the main thing for the younger ones that you would recommend to do with their career, with their lives?
I would say, you know, from your mentors, you know, learn from a lot of mentors, and then put it together, you know, in your best combination that you think, and whatever comes out, I know it's going to be pretty good, you know, because there's a lot of good people and mentors in hip hop, but you got to follow the right stations, you know. So you got to go to Urbano TV, you know what I'm saying? You got to know guys like this that are important to your hip hop culture, because knowing the past is going to help you with the history, okay? And you're going to know how it's going to go. So meet your OGs, you know, meet your people with stories, because that's how information gets passed down, with stories. So.
That's a good phrase to close with. Know your past to influence your future, your history. Yeah.
I love it. See, where do I get these things from? It must be from God or something. I don't know.
I think it's the Costa Rican vibe. It's the Costa Rican air. You're breathing like chill vibes.
Chill vibe, blue zone, and pura vida.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much, bro, for all the information you gave us today. I hope to see you around soon again.
Yes, sir.
And keep talking about all these things, because it gets so interesting. You never finish talking about this.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
See you next time then.
Thank you, brother.
Muchas gracias a la gente que nos sigue, y ya recuerden, estamos en epicentrourbano.com. Ahí van a tener ahora todas las entrevistas, todo el contenido que les traemos. Y bueno, de esta forma nos despedimos hasta el siguiente episodio y la siguiente entrevista. Muchas gracias.
Esto es Epicentro Urbano. Aquí empieza el movimiento.
Y bueno, espero que hayan disfrutado de esta entrevista con Bboy Vietnam, un artista con una amplia trayectoria internacional que nos ha visitado ya varias veces en el país. Una persona muy accesible, realmente una persona muy humilde, con quien se puede conversar no solo de cultura, sino pues de toda la vida. Y bueno, tuvimos la ocasión y la gran oportunidad de estar con él en la Batalla Territorial. Y bueno, de esta forma cerramos la fase de entrevistas y nos vamos ahora sí a la zona de rimas. Hoy con Hiwa Watson en nuestra zona de rimas 360, celebrando ya 30 años de carrera, así que este es un hito importante, uno de los artistas urbanos y de hip hop más longevos y activos de nuestra escena, así que atentos y sigan aquí en Epicentro Urbano con la zona de rimas 360.
Music. Open the ground with a CD on locked in my eyes as I laser on rhymes on the track. The scene, the cars, the birds, the trees, the smell, the beans, the earth, the wind, jeroglíficos modernos que describen lo que la sociedad inhibe. Gente se mueve por fe, da quien recibe. Legendary superstar, the whole world should have known who we are. History in the making, not in the faking. Blood that we smart, heart. Young will make out a concrete. In a corner, crack like Humpty. Thanksgiving turkey like Bumpy. In a jar army, and I run things. Rolling, 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 don't stop. Rolling, 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 don't stop. Oh yes, we're rolling, we're flowing. Rolling, we're going. Rolling, 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 don't stop. Héroe de todos los días, heroína que es esencia de vida. Mira alrededor, la ciudad respira. Deja que la canción te escriba. Trovador moderno en el metro. Respeto se gana con respeto. Flexo, café, expreso. Con sabor cuando me expreso. Not only that, we versatile. Walk with a lean when we crack a smile. Satisfaction for the inner child. I know the style that we put on the bow. Crack it open. This is our real thing, no joking. Moving, we keep it pumping. Baja el velo, la noche de día se viste. Rolling, 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 don't stop. Rolling, 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 don't stop. Oh yes, we're rolling, we're flowing. Rolling, we're going. Rolling, 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 don't stop.
But say your music, use it, reproduce it, don't refuse it, not confuse it. You were Watson on the track.
Yeah, rolling, we're flowing. Rolling, we're going. Rolling, 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 don't stop.
Epicentro Urbano.
Bienvenidos a la buena vida.
Música, arte, actualidad, entrevistas, cultura. Epicentro Urbano. Aquí empieza el movimiento.
¡Azúcar! ¡Viva Latinoamérica Unida!